Welcome back to another episode of Misplaced Garage. Today I'm going to be working on the Triumph, going to be ripping out more wiring along with starting some new wiring and just cleaning stuff up so that I can start plumbing this engine right into the car. So here are all the parts that I've picked up. Of course, I ordered this painless wiring kit. I'm not sponsored by them in any way, but this kit looks pretty dang quality. I'm excited to start using that and getting that going. Picked up this cheap little switch panel. Comes with a couple of switches and a push button start, and then obviously a turn off. And so this should be nice for like whether it's fan or fuel pump or whatever, blah blah blah, whatever I end up using it for. Also ordered some wire loom just to protect all of these nice wires in here. I know that they have a couple of samples of other ones, but I just didn't order those. I didn't think about ordering them because I thought it might have came with it, but I guess it didn't. Also got this new brake bracket. You can see my old one is, I don't know what happened to it or who got a hold of it, but that's not good looking. And I got new hardware for that as well. So now I'm going to pull the rest of the wires out. I think it's just the trunk that I have to deal with now, and get this all plumbed in where it needs to go. I'm not going to hook up anything today, I don't think, but I am going to run all of the wire and get that stage done. Back here in the trunk now, you can see that it's in disarray basically. Got lots of trim pieces and reinforcement brackets and whatnot, but all that wiring is going to get ripped out here soon. Unfortunately, I won't be able to use that spot where they had that fuel line come out of, so I think I might be able to use that one now. Poke the new fuel line down through there. I don't know what this is exactly, but that probably needs to come out too. Here is a before. I think part of the problem I had was I sprayed some adhesive onto the bottom of the rug and then put it on there, and I think that must have like ripped up some of the paint, or I didn't let the paint completely cure or whatever, but I'm going to rip all of this off and then give it a coat of paint again. Back down to bare metal once again. No rust left. It's all just bare metal and some leftover minor amounts of paint. I'm going to clean it all down and spray it with a coat of self-etching primer. I also redid all the floor. I think it looks a little bit better than that rusty stuff. We'll see if this lasts longer again. I will try to remember to give you guys an update on whether that self-etching primer is better than the Coro-Seal that I used on the other side. I mean, I used it on that side as well, but that will be a good comparison to see which one does a little bit better. So we got a lot of this ripped out. I ended up having to cut the ignition, the keyed ignition off of the steering column because somebody used round head bolts on it, and I don't exactly know how to remove those, but those got cut off, and I think I'm going to stick the fuse block up underneath the passenger side because then it's easiest for routing, and all of this wiring is over on this side, so I think I can just send it through holes over here, and there's just a lot better options over on this side. I got that thing mounted. I don't really plan on keeping this plate up here. I just used it as a drill template. But down here you can see it actually is in a nearly perfect place because when I do make a new dash, this is all the dash will be, so that'll pretty much always be able to be reached. So that comes in handy and will be nice. So we're getting the thing all wired up. We got the rear one all the way back to the trunk. We're trying to figure out how this wiring works because I believe some of the wire Ys and it goes to 2 different locations. So like say you have a temp sender, the little booklet that they include says the temp sender or the temp wire goes to the sender, then goes to the gauge. I'm not sure if that wire is supposed to come up here and then go back, or we're not entirely positive of how it's supposed to work, so a little bit of figuring stuff out here. I'll explain why I'm ripping out all these wires out of the Miata wiring harness, and it is because the old wiring harness came with a lot of the chassis wiring harness from the Miata. I don't need most of that because I already have my own wiring harness. As you can see, I've been installing it previously in this video, but if I remove all that, that simplifies it down a lot, and from my knowledge, I should only need what plugs into the ECU up here, and it's not that many wires. That's all that plugs into the ECU. So if I remove all the ones that are loosely on there, I don't need them, because if I can match up all the old colors in those pigtails for plugging into the ECU with all the wires that are up here, then it should, in theory, have all the connections that it needs to run.
I think I can already just use an already drilled hole right there.
Is that where it was before?
So clearly this looks like an absolute disaster right now, and it is an absolute disaster, but I found out that I obviously need a grommet inside of this hole as well, so I picked up one of these. It says it's a PCV grommet, but I think this should be okay to put in here. This one fits in nicely down below for all the chassis harness. I'm going to have 2 separate spots basically, one for the wire, one for the engine, and one for the chassis, just to simplify things. I like to keep things running in a direct route, so I don't, later on if I have to chase problems, I can just go straight to that wiring harness and not have to worry about any other wires. Anyways guys, if you liked the video and you like seeing this car and you're into the build or whatever it is you want to do this yourself, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. It actually goes a long way for me. Keeps me going, keeps me motivated to make videos like this. So see you guys in the next one.